You fix this problem, you finish our victimization. No white guilt. Where does anti-whiteism come from? So many people want to tell you that it comes from Jewish people. And that's because they just want harm to come to Jewish people. Anti-whiteism comes from jealousy and envy. In white people, in non-white people, it was with us when we stupidly fought each other over our ethnicities. Embracing ethnicities is the dumbest thing possible right now. We need to embrace us as a single people with ethnicities and countries around the world. That's what we have to come together on, period. It is jealousy and envy. And the first anti-white slurs arrived long before non-white people did, when people in Germany gave slurs to people in Poland, and people in Poland gave slurs to people in Ukraine, and on, because they all ultimately were slurs on us. We are, by way of our projection, a single people, Western kind. When we slandered each other out of jealousy and envy, we were effectively slandering our brothers and sisters in an immediate family. And that is exactly how it rebounded to harm us. That is where anti-whiteism comes from. So can you imagine saying of your brother, your literal brother, the son of your mother, that he is a genetic loser, that his genetic inheritance, that's what's in him, what he is made of, is inferior stock, dumb, ugly, too short, too fair-skinned or too olive-skinned, too light-haired or too dark-haired. His genetic heritage is garbage. Every statement like that was a statement about us. When you condemn your brother, the son of your mother, in that way, you are condemning yourself. Anybody who wants to go back, and that, my friends, is ethno-nationalism. Anyone who wants to go back to that is a fool. That is where anti-whiteism comes from. As society becomes more complex, the ability to demonize, as communication grows, the ability to demonize and reap the reward grows. Before, non-white races were plentiful in the United States, were plentiful in Canada, were plentiful in Sweden. There were segments of the population that used what we can now look back on and effectively call anti-whiteism against other segments of our population to enrich themselves, to empower themselves, to magnify their power. The English in the United States demonized the Irish. That's anti-whiteism. They demonized, and they had long-standing disagreements with the Irish. The English demonized the Italians, and they had long-standing animosities. Inferior. Why? Because it empowered them. It enriched them. It was anti-whiteism. It was the brother. Look at this as a parable out of one of your European religion documents or out of the Bible. It was the brother condemning the son of his mother for being inferior. Long before there were Jewish people here, long before there were Jewish people in Sweden or Jewish people in Canada. That's not a defense for Jewish people who are anti-white. That's not even a defense for Jewish people who are not anti-white. That is a truth that we need to own. It's the brother condemning the son of his mother for being biospiritually inferior, long before Jewish people ever showed up. And then what happened when non-white people did show up? And how did they end up coming into such massive numbers? How could it happen in an all-white country? Anybody know? Anybody care to hazard a guess? If you look a little harder and you use reason and logic, you'll discover that anti-whiteism at work between the ethnicities, among the ethnicities of the white race, not seeing themselves as a single people, hating on each other, saw the benefit of putting down this group of white people or that group of white people, their brothers, the sons of their mothers, for themselves. You want somebody to point a finger at, you got to point it at Western kind. You fix this problem, you finish our victimization.